What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and we had an absolutely phenomenal day on the VIP and on these free picks right here on this channel. So I think this was on Monday, last Monday. I gave this one out as a 5.5x. I took Yun, I took Viper, both under together. They both go under, and I told you guys that we're going to get set up for the World Cup, right? That was what I told you guys all last week. World Cup, World Cup, World Cup, and we had so many setups for this Qatar and Switzerland game, and the game played out exactly how I envisioned it to. We had Qatar not possessing the ball very much. We had Switzerland possessing the ball 70% of the game. I can show you guys right here. We have Qatar, Switzerland. They ended up tying the game. It does not matter how the score is, right? So there was actually a Turkey versus Australian game last night at about 11 p.m. and Turkey ends up possessing the ball like 65% of the time, but Australia wins 2-0. So it doesn't really matter who's going to win or lose. All that matters is possession, and you'll see Switzerland 70% possession, Qatar 30% possession, 551 passes by this team, and 261 passes by this team, right? So we do cash a 9.75x. Is absolutely insane that we're getting a 9.75x for this play right here. It is just, it's insane, right? It's pretty much like we're getting a 10x. And if you guys know how PrizePicks works, you get 10x's for four mans anyway. So if you're going to play a four man, why would you not play it correlated? Please tell me why you would not play it correlated, right? We have a correlated duo right here in League of Legends. Both these guys go way over. And then we have a correlated duo in the World Cup here. Both these guys do go over. Now, this guy does hit by just 0.5, but we've had plenty of 0.5 misses on this channel. And I will say that this Vargas guy, who we ended up betting over on, he gets taken out of the game in the 70th minute. So he only plays 70 minutes and he still goes over. And then a Kanji goes way over and it gets more than 100 pass attempts because he does pass so much. Now, with that being said, on the opposite side of things, we have these Qatar players, and we have this guy right here go under 35.5 pass attempts. I showed you guys that yesterday. His line bumped down to 31.5, so he was already bumped down just a little bit. Great to see. He only gets 29. Same thing here, and I can almost guarantee it that if this guy goes ahead and plays, he probably would have went under as well, but he ends up not playing. They end up playing some other guy. Here is another play that I believe this was a 2.2x, and this was a discount, so it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, we did cash a 9.75x, a 5.5x, a 3x, and a 2.2x. And then also, I think I forgot to show this, but we did cash on underdog, and this was yesterday, and I played another underdog pick yesterday night, or last night, and then we did miss this one here. And this is Counter-Strike, guys. This game goes into overtime, so Donk gets a lot of kills. This game was only 13-4, so this was a shorter game, and these guys get less kills. And that's why I talk about Counter-Strike. I don't really want to get into Counter-Strike too much, but we do have a setup going into this Netherlands-Japan game, which is nice to see. This pick right here with this Haiti versus Scotland game, which I will say the Haiti versus Scotland game was probably the first game this whole tournament that I've been wrong, because Haiti versus Scotland, I did think Scotland was going to possess the ball a lot more. Haiti ends up possessing the ball a lot more. I believe they possessed the ball like 55, maybe 60% in the game, but I did think Scotland was going to be on that side. And as you will see, here are the two plays that I played, right? I played the Haiti guys to go under. This guy ends up going over. I believe this guy gets pulled out of the game, this Arcus guy. And then right here, these Scotland guys go way under their line, like not even close, because again, they did not possess the ball very much. So they possessed the ball, I believe, like 45% of the game. And it really, like, in the first like 10 minutes, you could tell that how the game was going to go, that Scotland was not going to be able to possess the ball, and Haiti was. And you'll see that this guy literally gets 11 passes. Again, the whole reason why this guy gets 11 passes is because his team had absolutely no possession in the game. They only had like 40% possession or whatever. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, right? It is all about possession in soccer, and the World Cup literally just started like 2 days ago, a day ago. And I told you guys we're going to get set up for this all last week. I will say this was another very close one. I believe I sent this out on Friday. I'm sorry if I'm getting my days confused, but I did take the Turkey guys to go over, and both of these guys on Turkey just absolutely soared over, not even close, right? They probably hit this within, like, by halftime almost. They almost hit this right here. So both these guys go over. We do obviously have Polk that goes over, so this was a close one here. But I will say this one was right here on this channel, and if I look to yesterday's pick, this one was also right here on this channel that I believe I sent out on Thursday. So Thursday's pick hits for a 5.5x. Last Monday's pick hits for a 5.5x, okay? And again, you're not supposed to hit many of these 5.5x's. Hitting 2 of these a week is absolutely insanely phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to take that. I will also say this is a little bit of a hint for you guys, and shout out to one of my VIP members. You know, I have a lot of smart people in my VIP, a lot of smart people looking into these lines always. Normally, they do not have what's called goalie fantasy score on the board. That's just normally not a thing in soccer. So I kind of wasn't looking into these, right? I'm always attacking these pass attempts in the normal soccer, you know, day to day of soccer when it's not the World Cup. But someone reached out to me. I really appreciate it if you did. And he said, man, you got to look into these goalie fantasy score lines, okay? So this might be something we can attack. I'm getting a full 6x for this. Again, I have no idea if this is going to hit or not. This is a play I sent out to my VIP. Joshua Kimmich, it's halftime right now. He's about right here. And then Wirtz is like in like 30. So Wirtz should hit. Joshua Kimmich, we're going to have to hold on and see if he hits. And then actually Room, Germany's already scored 2 more times. So Room's like down here now with his fantasy score. So again, if you can understand how it looks, right? If Germany dominates the game, if they dominate possession, they're probably going to win. Germany's the much better team than this, guys. They're like, they have like 70-75% possession. If Germany wins the game, they're going to all have a ton of passes, and they're probably going to have like 2-3 goals, causing the goalkeeper to go under fantasy score. So this is also extremely correlated, right? It's like a game script in soccer, right? It's like a game script, right? When you have 2 players on one team to go over and do very well, and then you have 1 player on the other team, specifically the goalkeeper, who's supposed to keep the goals out, but if he can't keep the goals out, then he's probably going to go under, right? So I'm going to test this out as the games progress. I don't think this goalie fantasy score thing is going to stick throughout like the regular season in soccer, but for the World Cup, we might be able to attack it, okay? So always looking at different avenues to attack PrizePicks, of course. I will say we're up 100 units so far this year on PrizePicks and Underdog, guys. My goal this year is to go up 500 units. If we can get to about 2 to 250 units by the time football season starts, I know it sounds crazy, but by the time football season starts, if we can get to about 200, 250 units, then we will be well on our way to hit that 500 unit goal that I set myself for the end of the year. Typically during football season, we go up between 250 to 300 units, okay? So by the middle of the year, I will just be fully transparent. My goal was to get 200 units. It's probably not going to happen on PrizePicks and Underdog, but I will say if you look at Better and Sleeper, you know, we're kind of right around there. But again, it was to get on PrizePicks and Underdog about 200 units, but you know, maybe we can do that through this World Cup. We're gonna have to have like a 100 unit month or something like that. But again, as long as, you know, in some time during the summer we're up to like 200, 250 units, we'll be well on our way for that 500 unit month, or sorry, 500 unit year that I'm shooting for. I will say the last day, so last 24 hours, guys, we're up 16 units because of those 3 to 4 entries that we just hit on PrizePicks. So again, these swings can happen very quick, and I hope that I communicated to you guys about that last week when I told you guys we were getting set up for the World Cup, right? We're preparing for a time like this. We're preparing for times in the future that we could go ahead and potentially make more money in the future than we could even a week ago. And now we're in this sort of time right now where we can just absolutely crush, okay? Better also just doing insanely well. I didn't update Sleeper. I completely forgot, so I apologize about this. But this is the last 30 days on Better, guys. And this is why I tell you guys you can make 200 to 300 bucks on Better a day. I forgot to screenshot this as well, but when I went on to Better today, it was like discount day or something like that. Like it was just like another 5 random discounts today because there's like a UFC White House thing going on and stuff. And I'm getting some questions about that. I do have a discount for it today, but I'm really not a big UFC better, so I might as well just, I'm kind of just gonna, you know, I might watch it, but it's just not something that I'm going to be betting on too much, just because my main stuff that I bet on, guys, right now is esports, soccer, and football, right? So Canadian football when that comes around, soccer when that comes around, and esports, of course, every single day, okay? So, you know, I shouldn't extend myself when I don't have to, okay? But Better absolutely crushing it. And with that being said, let's get into the first pick of the day, which is going to be on Better. It's going to be Justin Gaethje to go over 25.5 significant strikes. Is an absolutely incredible discount. His line is 50, and he just needs 25.5, right? So his line is completely sliced in half for this event going on tonight. So go ahead and take that on Better. Again, can it get any better than this? It really cannot, okay? And then we do have Kesmet to go under 23.5 kills in map 3. Really like this line for the Call of Duty game happening at 5 p.m. tonight, okay? So again, my June withdrawal, 350 bucks from Better. Probably going to withdraw another 300 bucks next month and the next month and the next month, okay? So if you don't want to make 300 bucks a month, then don't get Better. But if you want to make 300 bucks a month and get Better, guys, you can text me Better to my number right here on the screen. I will also say this is a massive discount. I sent this out to my VIP, my free picks, and on my Instagram. But ONYX, for the next couple of days, I have no idea how long they're doing this, okay? But all you have to do is deposit 10 bucks into ONYX odds. It's going to be the first link in the description, and you get a free $200 in free bets, okay? So If that doesn't sound good either, I don't know what to tell you, right? It's $10 to get $200 in free bets, okay? It is like impossible not to make money with this promo right here. If you want to just put $10 into ONYX, get the free bets with $200 in free bets, and then delete the app, that's completely fine, right? Just withdraw your money and delete the app. That's fine, right? You're leaving $200 on the table if you do not have ONYX yet. You can text me ONYX if you want to get the promo, but also the first link in the description should take you there. So again, I'm just relaying what ONYX told me, but right now, all of these purple states ONYX odds is available in, and right now, all you have to do is deposit $10 with my code detective, and you'll get 4 days straight of $50 free plays. Okay, so 4 days in a row, you go on and pick a free pick that's $50, another free pick that's 50, another free pick that's 50, 4 days in a row. So that's going to obviously add up to $200. Guys, the last time they did this was Christmas, and they had this promo going for like 2 to 3 days. Okay, so normally they do not do this promo very long. I've only seen this promo one other time, and I think they were doing this for the NBA Finals. Obviously, the Finals is over, and the World Cup. Okay, so World Cup obviously going on too. So this is a massive promo, $10 to get a free $200. Not win anything. You don't. It's no question to ask right there. You just get a free $200. Okay, so that's going to be that on ONYX. Now let's go ahead and get into the play of the day on PrizePicks. So we do have the Sean O'Malley discount. So I'm going to take that, guys. If you've already taken the discount, then just go ahead and pair this up with some other pick that you like today. Maybe it's in soccer, the WNBA, or maybe it's another pick in the UFC or something. But I am going to go ahead and take the discount today, just because I couldn't really find too many plays. I wanted to send in an MLB play, but a lot of the MLB games on Sunday or earlier in the day. So, you know, I just went ahead and paired up with this discount here, okay? So Sean O'Malley's the first pick. I will also say I added this because, you know, if you look at the pick that I gave out yesterday, we actually missed this play right here because these guys actually went 2-1, which I did not think was going to happen, but they did do that. They won 2 out of 3 of their games, so they went over at about, I think they hit at about like 32 or something like that. But I will say that I took Joshua Kimmich and I took Ta. And in that video yesterday, I said these guys' lines are way too low. They should be in like the Kimmich should be really in like the high 80s, and Ta should be in the 90s. And if you look, this was 6 minutes before the game was starting, okay? And you'll see Ta was close to 100 and Kimmich was 93.5. So both of these guys' lines bumped by 10 pass attempts each, which is massive, all right? That's like 10 minutes of the game that you are passing or not passing is 10 pass attempts right there, okay? So absolutely insane stuff, guys. Even when we're not hitting an entry like this, like obviously this combination prop missed, so you know it is what it is. But even when we're not hitting an entry, we're getting crazy good value, right? So if these guys would have hit, we would have been set up extremely well for this Germany game happening right now. Again, this was yesterday's pick and it missed, but I just wanted to show you guys how good a value we got there. And then tomorrow we're going to take this UFC pick, and then with soccer correlation right here, we're going to take Kevin De Bruyne and we're going to take Jeremy Doku, and we're going to take them under together. Okay. Now I know that both of these guys are very, very good players. I know these guys are like legends for their teams. Like Kevin De Bruyne is an absolute legend, and Belgium is the better team than Egypt. But like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean the better team is going to have a ton of possession. I think these guys' lines are too high right now, and I'll explain why, okay? So Kevin De Bruyne plays what's called the cam position. So he plays the center attacking mid, which is kind of an attacking position, okay? So it's kind of like a forward. It's between the forward and the midfield, okay? So he kind of does attack quite a lot, and normally the attackers are not getting that many passes, right? And then Doku plays what's called left wing, and what that is pretty much just like on the side of the field, and he's also in attacking position. So these guys are playing very similar spots on the field, and normally these attacking positions do not get that many passes because they're shooting the ball. They're kind of doing some like short passes here and there, but normally the midfielders and the defenders are doing a lot of the passing, and I think these guys' lines are inflated. Now, the number one reason why I like this is because both of these guys, every single game that they have played, now a lot of these games are friendlies and games that don't matter as much as the World Cup, but most of the time when these guys play together, they get taken out of the game at about the 70th minute, okay? And this is typical of what happens with attackers, okay? Normally the attackers are going to be pulled out of the game. If you guys saw in that USA game, we bet on Serginho Dest. I think he was going to play left back or right back, but he ends up playing right wing because they put him up on the field. But normally the attackers are the guys that are going to be taken out of the game first because they're kind of running around, they're pressing the team and stuff like that. It's just a typical thing in soccer, guys. Normally you switch out the wingers and the strikers and the cam instead of the defenders because the defenders are not running around as much, okay? So these guys normally get taken out at about the 70th minute. So obviously, if they get taken out of the 70th minute, they're not going to play an extra 20, 25 minutes in this game, and they're going to go under. And I'm also seeing when these water breaks happen, and the water breaks happen at about the 25th minute, and they also happen at about the 72, 75th minute in the second half. And when these water breaks happen, this is normally when teams, they take the opportunity and they just completely sub in all new players. And I think that in the water break, the second water break of this game is when Kevin De Bruyne comes out and when Doku comes out, and you'll see a good opportunity where maybe Kevin De Bruyne's going to be at maybe 37 or 40 or something. He's going to look like he's going to probably hit the line, and then they take him out of the game, and now he's going to go under because obviously he's out of the game, okay? So look for this to be very close. I think Doku's line is just straight up way too high. I think he should be probably in the low 30s, maybe 34 or something like that. But yeah, a really solid entry here, and I do expect these guys to be pulled out of the game at about the 70 to 75th minute, causing these guys to go under, and obviously they're not going to be able to finish the game out, okay? So these are the picks, guys. It's on BETR. It's on PrizePicks. Now, again, I give you guys a lot of options to get into my VIP for free, for like a $10 deposit, and then of course you get matched on this money for these different apps, right? With Kalshi, with ONYX today, you get 200 free bucks. With NOVIG, you can get into my VIP for $1 with this deposit with code Detective, guys. And then with Sleeper is another one that a lot of you guys have been getting into recently, and my code is paid on Sleeper, okay? So the only code that I do not have code Detective on is Sleeper, and it's code paid, okay? When in doubt, just text me, guys. My number's up here. I want to get you in. I want to give you guys the right instructions. So if you want to sign up for any of these apps I talk about, just text me Sleeper or BETR or anything, right, that you do want to sign up for, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and round up the video here. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.